Holy is it hot out? Well, holy crap, it's hot outside. Summer is definitely here. Here in Canada, we're going through a heat wave. You know what? Let me show you the thermometer on the wall, and you can actually see what I'm talking about here. So I don't know if you can see me sweating up a storm already, and I've only been out here for a few minutes, setting up and get ready to do this little video. But let me show you the thermometer over here. Get down in here there. Hopefully you can see that pretty good. We're almost at 35 degrees out here in our little shop. So we definitely need to get some kind of AC or cold air blowing at us. So I'm going to show you what we're doing. So I know that this is a little bit different than our regular RC content or, the RC tools and products that we bring to you on a regular What's in the Box. But if you guys are like us, you probably need some way to cool yourself down this summer. And I bet you this thing will work perfectly outside. Take it back to the track. Obviously, we're going to try this out when we're done. But you can take it back to the track, have some cold air blowing right at you while you're out there ripping the cars. So I think it's going to be a pretty easy thing to do. We grabbed an old cooler from the back shed. We went to our local hardware store, in our case, auto store. It's Canadian Tire. They sell pretty much everything. We went and we picked up two of these plastic elbows. They're like 3-inch elbows. And one of these good old little $20 plug-in fans. So the first step's going to be pretty easy. We'll set the fan aside for a minute. We're going to take these two pipes, and basically what we're going to do, set them up here. Take our marker. We're just going to draw some holes around them. And that way, we'll be able to cut a hole here for the fan, blow some air straight through across an ice bucket full of ice, and have nice cold air blowing directly at us. So it's pretty simple, obviously. Just get them set up how you want them. But these are nice. You'll be able to direction them whatever way you want once you get them in there. There should be lots of room. And obviously, if you really want to, you could silicone them in. I don't think we'll go that far. Once you figure out where you want them, we'll pull one out of the way so you can see. It's pretty simple. Just take your marker, draw yourself a nice circle here around the outside. Just like that. Easy peasy. That's where the hole is going to be that we're going to cut out. We'll get the other one in here as well. And there we go. So the next thing we're going to do is grab our drill, start drilling a few little pilot holes in here. So that way we can get a saw of some kind in here and cut out our circles. There we go. Remember, you got a couple layers to go through. Pretty simple though. There we go. There we go. A couple of nice little pilot holes in there. Well, we can't find our little jigsaw anywhere in this disaster of a shop we got going on right now. So we just went inside to the kitchen, grabbed one of the wife's serrated knives. It should probably do the trick. But if you got a jigsaw or something like that, it'd probably do a whole lot better. So pretty simple. We're just going to cut out these circles. In our case, it might be easier to cut one out at a time. This might take a minute. We'll bring it back when we get one cut out. Alrighty, so there we go. Holes are cut in the top. A little bit harder, probably a little bit easier if you had a saw. But the old kitchen knife from the wife worked out perfect. As you can see, nice and easy. They just kind of pop right in there, nice and tight. That way the air is going to flow from inside the cooler straight on out into wherever you want it to go. So, get that out of the way for the moment. Next thing we're going to work on here is the old fan that we got. Yank it out of the box. So we don't need any of this bottom or anything like that. We just want the fan part. Get all this other stuff out of the way here. So basically, what we're going to do next is take it. I wonder if we can pop this grill off of here. There we go. So we're going to pop that grate off for the moment. Not sure if we'll put it back on or not. We'll let you know. So then we're just going to take this fan to the other end here. Get her set in place. Grab our marker again. And we're just going to kind of hold it there. Once again, we're just going to draw another circle around the outside. Just like so. And then we're going to cut that circle out. So that way, once the fan's in place, it'll be blowing that air down and through, across all that cold, and right out those tubes. So give us a minute. Back to the kitchen knife. We're going to get that hole cut. We'll bring you back in a couple of minutes. Oh, well, after that, I am boiling. I can't wait to get some cool air blowing on me. Holy moly. I'm pretty much sweating out of my t-shirt here, as you can tell. But all right, big hole cut, as you can see there. Next, so that's obviously where our fan's going to go. Pretty simple. Be able to set it right in place there. Not a big deal. We are going to take a little bit of this duct tape here. Man's favorite thing here in the shop in the garage. Wrap it around here just to make sure it sticks in place. Then, of course, we'll get these in place. Maybe take a little bit of duct tape there as well, just so that way we can stop some of the leaky holes. What I was also thinking here, we'll spin it around so you can see what I'm talking about. We may end up just taking a run of tape, run it around our holes here. That way we don't lose any of our cold air inside of the top of our cooler. So give us a couple of minutes. We're going to get this thing put all together, and we'll bring you right back and show you the final product. Then it's time to get some ice thrown in this thing and get some cool air. All right, so there we go. Quick, fast, taped on just to keep a little bit more of the airflow going out these holes. Pretty simple and easy. Next thing we're going to do, it's up to you if you want to do it or not, but we think this is definitely going to help. We're going to take this old grate that we've got. We'll spin this thing around so you can see what we're doing here. Oh, we're stuck in our own toolbox. Spin this around here. We're just going to take this grate. We're going to drop her down inside here, just like that. And that way, hopefully when we dump the ice in, just going to give it some space. So that way it can start circulating that cold air and really blast it at us. What do you guys think? Is that a good idea, bad idea? I'm not really sure. And we're thinking instead of having to use ice all the time, maybe we should freeze some like 2-liter bottles and other things like that we can fill this up. Whole lot better than going out to the store and buying ice all the time. That way every day we can just chuck them in there, freeze them up, get them ready for the next day. So we're going to throw some ice into this thing, get her turned on, and start blowing some cold air. So obviously it's pretty simple. Get her flipped over here. Crack open your bags of ice and dump them in. That grate's going to help keep some of the big chunks to the top, small ones to the bottom. This bag we're just going to kind of set right in there. That way the ice can just flow on, not the ice. That way the air can just kind of flow on through it. Get our fan back in place here. Kind of fell out. The heat's horrible on our poor old tape. That's for sure. So we'll get our fan back in place here. Wrong way. I think it's the cord pulled it out on us. Get our fan back in place. I think we're definitely going to have to do a version 2 of this. But for a quick test to see if it works, this is definitely going to be okay. We're definitely going to have to make a version 2 of this thing. But for now, see if it works. Our old tape job will hold up, I think. So let's get this thing cranked on here to high. There we go. Fan is on. We're going to kind of spin her over this way, get some cold air blasting right at us. Yep. Definitely getting some cold air blasting at us. That's for sure. I think after a few minutes of just kind of circulating and going through, it's going to be even better. So we're just going to let this go for a couple of minutes. Then you know what? We'll probably grab this thermometer. We'll stick her right in one of these holes. See what kind of air we're getting out of here. What kind of temperature it is. Well, we've been letting it go for a couple hours now. Kind of cooling down our shop and cooling down ourselves. And man, does it ever make a difference. Having this cold air blowing at you. I mean, it's not ice cold like an air conditioner or anything like that. But man, does it make a huge difference on these 40-degree days that we've got going on here in Canada. We stuck our thermometer inside here. I mean, the air is blowing right around 20 degrees. I don't know if you can see there, a couple of degrees above. Blowing out 20 degrees, and that's with pretty much all the ice. Yeah, pretty much just cold water, a little bit of ice left inside. It was a really hot, dropped it. It was a really hot day today, so I'm not surprised those 3 bags of ice didn't last long. So I'm thinking we can definitely improve this thing. We're going to save some 2-liter bottles, Gatorade bottles, pop bottles, that kind of thing. Fill them up with water, freeze them, and then we could stack them inside, let the air kind of blow through, and I bet you our ice would last a lot longer, and I bet you we probably might even get a little bit colder air. What do you guys think? You think we should do something for a version 2 of this thing? We'd love to hear from you in the comments if you have any ideas. And we'll be back again soon with all our regular RC content. Now that we're going to have a nice cool place to work in, at least having some cool air blasting on us here on the table, and maybe we should even look at solar for this thing. What do you think? That way we can take it back to the track and have some cold air blasting away on our backs. So thanks so much. We'll see you again soon.